I'm a young man filled with youthful vigor, filled with exuberance, aggression. Well, not aggression in terms of like fighting, but just aggression to get what I want. And all of this energy for the past 5 months, when I say all of it, I mean like a solid 80%, way too much, was directed towards women. Like, I genuinely wasn't even focusing on my goals. If you were to make a pie chart, the biggest section, the biggest piece of that pie chart would be women. And this pie chart would be like what I thought about on a day-to-day basis. It would be women. It would probably cover like 2/3. And then there would be gym, and then there would be my goals. My goals is probably the smallest thing. I didn't think about my goals in the past 5 months. And like, I was simply optimizing my life to pursue, not even pursue, chase. Like, I was just chasing after women. Chasing. And to say the very least, the results were not optimal. I didn't achieve the results that I wanted. And after these 5 months of chasing after women, I have little to show for it. In fact, I have nothing to show for it. The only thing I have to show for it, and perhaps the most valuable thing I could have gotten from this situation, is the 2 lessons that I'm going to share with you today. On to these lessons that I've learned. The first lesson that I learned is that what you chase will run away. See, I learned this lesson. It was embedded in my mind a few days ago. I was out with friends, and one of my friends, his name is Steven. He said that what you chase runs away. People chase women, people chase success. But what they don't know is that success and women can run faster than you. He said that you will never get anything by chasing it, but by attracting it. And the way you attract success and women is by improving yourself. Because at the end of the day, all these tactics, all these game things, they don't matter. Who you are as a person will always speak louder than the game, louder than the street, like these random things that you do. Your character is what will attract things into your life. And then he also said that you attract by improving yourself to become the type of person who achieves the things that you want to achieve. And that made me realize that you will never catch what you chase. See, even when you go hunting, when you're going hunting for game, look, I'm black. I'm never going to go hunting. If you ever see me hunting, know that I was kidnapped by white people and they forced me to do that. But you'll never see me hunting. But what I understand from hunting, what I understand from fishing and stuff like that, is that when you are hunting for something, when you want to go for something, you want to catch that kudu, you want to catch that fish, you set a bait. Your bait attracts the thing that you're trying to catch, right? So I want you to apply that same... My English has failed me. Yes, I want you to apply that same concept to your life. It's demeaning, it's whatever to say women are prey or success is prey. But for the sake of this example, your prey that you're trying to catch is women and success, or whatever goal you want to achieve, right? Your bait is your character. The better your bait, the more lead generation you're going to have, the more chance you're going to have of obtaining what you actually want to obtain. So different bait is going to attract different prey. So you have to realize what you want and become the type of bait that will attract what you want. And not even in a superficial, fake way, but genuinely, if you want to be successful, you need to become the type of person that's successful. So it's in your best interest to change your character, to start developing discipline, focus, accountability, things like this. And yeah, it's demeaning to call things people prey and bait. Like, no, I don't care what you think. It's for the sake of this example. One day this is going to be clipped and people are going to be like, oh, I was calling success and women prey. I don't care. That day will come. I'll be equipped to deal with it. And the second thing that I learned, it was from a business video, which doesn't make sense. But I learned this about women in particular. And it comes from Tim Ferriss. He asked the question that if you had 2 hours to work every week, what would you spend those 2 hours doing? So essentially, he's trying to make you think about the activity that has the highest leverage. That if you perfect that activity, it will result in the greatest improvement in your business. And me, because my mind has been focused on women for the past 5 months, I immediately thought about women. So I was like, you know what? If I had to focus on one action or one way of operating that would improve long term, what would it be? And I realized that all the things I was doing, I'm telling you, I was doing stupid things. All the things I was doing, like learning game, lead generation, We actually call it mass bidding. But actually, no, mass bidding and lead generation are different things. So mass bidding is like, I don't know if you guys played FIFA, but you would bid for players on the transfer market. Actually, this happens in real life. Like, let's say you go to an auction, there are things that you want to buy. So you bid. You're probably not going to bid on one thing. You'll bid on several things that you like. And you know you're not going to get them. But yeah. So mass bidding in terms of, like, days, women. It's like you just message, like, 10 women in one day. And your idea is, at least one of them is going to work. And the last thing, and this one is actually quite stupid, lead generation. I don't know if you guys have done this, but I know if you're a real OG, you've done this. So I'll go to a girl that I found attractive, right? I'll just go to a profile. I'll go to her likes, and I'll go through the likes. Because, pretty girls are friends with pretty girls. So, I'll search through the likes and I'll find an account. I'm like, this girl's interesting. I'll follow the girl, wait a few days, then DM. I was just generating leads. People call it, no one has a name for it. I call it lead generation because I'm a business-minded person, so I think in terms of business. So I was just generating all these leads. But I realized that all these actions weren't the most important activity. It wasn't the point of highest leverage. So when I was asked that question, if you only had 2 hours to work every week, what would you do in those 2 hours? Relating to women, I realized that if I had to focus on one thing, it would be to improve myself. Not to focus on lead generation, not to focus on learning game, not to focus on mass bidding. It would just be to simply focus on improving myself and achieving my goals. If I focus on improving myself, achieving my goals, I will just become a better person. And because I become a better person, a more desirable person of higher status, I will naturally attract more people. So I'll have a bigger pool to choose from. And because I have a bigger pool to choose from, I'll have more encounters, right? And because I have more encounters, I'll be able to learn the things that I was going to do. And on top of that, I won't waste time mass bidding. I won't waste time on lead generation because they'll be coming to me and I'll just be that guy. Truly, I want you to realize that, especially if you're chasing women right now, that every single action you're taking that is not focused on improving yourself and improving who you are as a person is incomparable to that. You will never get optimal results focusing on learning game, focusing on the perfect strategy. The best thing you can do for yourself, and the thing I should have done, the thing that I'm doing now, is simply focusing on improving myself. Hopefully you take my advice. Those are the two things I've learned and the two lessons that I've learned from this period. There's many other lessons that I've learned, but they're not major lessons. Perhaps one day I'll make a 2-hour video just talking about the inconsequential lessons that I learned. At the end of the day, or actually it's probably not, whatever, at the end of this video, I want you to remember and realize that the only thing that matters is you improving yourself and focusing on achieving your goals. Everything else is noise.